thanks to some new equipment, it's possible they may be watching you, and you would never know it. KAKE's Kel Thompson takes us aboard the Copper Chopper.
The equipment in the Wichita police helicopter is new, even though the technology itself actually decades old. Infrared imagery is giving police a huge tactical advantage when it comes to tracking down criminals.
1300 block north of Williamsburg. The apartments there, 30 people in a physical disturbance in the grass area.
It's a little before sunset as we take off with the Wichita Police Department. Before we even leave the ground, though, some background on what we're dealing with.
Two separate new pieces of equipment.
Lieutenant Paul Shields runs the police air patrol. This is his chopper, recently retrofitted with new infrared technology and, just as important, global mapping software.
It's basically like opening up a street directory or map, except it's live and it's interactive.
The mapping software now tells pilots precisely where they are, where they're going, and how soon they'll arrive. It includes the street address directly below, which, at 600 feet, easily beats binoculars.
Right now we're going 113 miles an hour along the ground.
We're up with pilots Dave Dosliger and Brad Carver. The new forward-looking infrared, or FLIR technology, is best showcased from above.
Yeah, it looks like they're searching the vehicle.
We're actually several miles from this police stop, but a video camera zoomed in shows an officer checking out the car's trunk. Flip on the infrared and you can even make out the car's engine. All of this is recorded to a police computer hard drive just in case it's ever needed as evidence in court.
Air 2, we're looking at up through the FLIR. There's at least one by that far car right up against the fence.
Police shared this example from a recent arrest. It's dark and officers can't see the suspect hiding behind a car in this parking lot.
He's walking around.
The helicopter's infrared sees him clear as day, and the crook doesn't even know it. Pilots safely direct officers on the ground to the man's location.
We can give them a bird's eye view without them actually ever going to that spot.
As the sun sets during our ride, shots ring out in North Wichita.
2204, the officers back for shooting 1953 North Erie, 1953 North Erie.
Already in the air, we're among the first to arrive in less than 2 minutes. The chopper circles over a house where inside a man is critically injured. The pilots share important information with those on the ground.
There's a lady standing by the red car right there. She brought something out of the house and put it into the right rear door.
The infrared shows everybody in the yard. You can even make out a dog in some shots. But what you don't see is what's happening inside the house where the shooting actually occurred. Police say the equipment doesn't spy through walls and windows. It only sees what's out in the open.
It has no idea if we're looking at a car. It has no idea if we're looking at a house. The only thing that it knows is that it's a different temperature than what's next to it.
While the technology is decades old, it is still very expensive. It took a federal grant to ultimately pay for the $275,000 upgrade last year. The helicopter itself is now worth almost $1.5 million, and officers say has quickly paid for itself.
If we're watching a guy on the screen recording him pulling copper out of a pole, you know, that's pretty strong evidence when you go to court.
The lesson here, Big Brother is watching. Police can often use that element of surprise.
I could spend the rest of my career doing this and love every minute of it.
And of course, thanks to the police department for letting us fly along. Officers say this new infrared system has the potential to be most beneficial when searching for missing people. It can help detect body heat through thick bushes and trees. Pilots have spent a better part of the last year training on the new equipment and now say they put it to use every time they're up. Back to you.
Kel, thanks. The airlines facing sky-high fuel costs. Now customers of one airline will have to pay the price.
And we've got